What is up, guys? It's your teacher, Mr. Boring, back with some educational content. Today we're going to be talking about what you are going to do in science class while I'm gone. First, let's hear from our channel sponsors. First, we have Miss Suki and Mr. Connors. If you have questions about today's project that we're introducing, please start by asking your sub, but if you have questions they can't answer, Miss Suki and Mr. Connors are excellent resources. Our other channel sponsor is Schoology. For all of your educational assignments and needs, Schoology houses all of those things. It houses your assignments, it houses your calendar with due dates, so make sure that you check out Schoology each day. Now, without further ado, let's talk about what you are going to be doing while I'm gone. All right, guys, before we start talking about this new project, I just want to take one moment to say, please, if you enjoy this content, make sure that you like the video and don't forget to subscribe. My analytics tell me that my last video got over 170 views, but only 13% of you are subscribed. So please do me a huge favor and like and subscribe for these educational videos. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the new project that we're going to be starting. This project is called The Grand Journey Through the Solar System. I'm going to go through step by step what you have to do for this project. This project is a Google slide project. You'll have to fill out these slides. These slides right here. This is what you have to fill out. And there are 8 steps to this project. We're going to go over each one step by step. I'm going to give you directions and then tell you some due dates. All right, here's our introduction. Imagine you've been hired by NASA as the head astronaut on a groundbreaking mission to research the farthest reaches of our solar system. You must assemble a team, pick a spaceship to take, and take off across the stars and report back what you learn about the mysteries of our solar system. You will be filling out the space project slides and turning them in on Schoology, and this is what will be graded as a major summative, worth 100 points. You're going to use this resource link to find your answers. Please do not use Google or any other sites. Use the example slides as a model to base your work on. The point value of each step of the project is labeled on the top left of the slide. Each day of class while I'm gone, you'll be expected to complete a portion of the total project, but the project won't be graded until the final due date, which is October 8th. Turning in the project after October 8th results in it being considered late, and the score will then be capped at 80%. This is a major summative. So, step 1, the first thing you have to do in your project is you have to pick 4 individuals that would be good at filling the roles required for your mission. You'll add their name and a picture to your slide. These can be friends, family, celebrities, fictional characters, historical figures, whatever you want. The individuals you pick will not affect the rest of your project. This is just a fun first step while highlighting the different roles that astronauts and astronomers may have in the real world. So you need to pick 4 people, 4 characters to be a navigator, an analyst, a counselor, and a historian. These 4 people do not include you. You are the captain. So the navigator would be someone who's good with maps or traveling. An analyst is someone who's good at math. A counselor is someone who knows about culture. And a historian is somebody who obviously knows a lot about history. You may also use your teachers if they give you permission to do so. Step 2, you have to design a spaceship for you and your crew to take on the mission. You'll include a picture of it on your slide, and this can be pulled from movies, TV shows, historical NASA missions, random pictures from online, or an original design. You can draw it yourself on paper or digitally, or you can just download those pictures from the internet. Just make sure you get a picture onto your slide. On the right side of your slide, you're going to make up some facts about your spacecraft, like what kind of engine does it have, how many astronauts can it hold, How far can it go into space? How fast can it go? All of those details. Here's an example. Again, you can just pull a picture off of the internet, give your ship a name, make up some specs. Again, this will not affect the rest of your project. This is just a fun step. In step 3, this is what will affect the rest of your project. You have to pick what objects in our solar system that you want to study. There is a requirement for the number and what kind of places you must research in our solar system. The requirements are different based on whether you are in honors or academic science. You'll have to research the sun, one or more planets depending on your placement, one dwarf planet, and one asteroid or comet. On your slide, you will use the line tool to show the path that you and your crew will take from place to place as if you were actually going on this mission. You must also label the names of the places you are researching, and I'll show you the examples below in a moment. Don't forget, if you're unsure what the dwarf planets, asteroids, or comets are named, it is in the resource slides. You should have already done the Space Solar System research assignment. It's the same resource link, so it has all of that information. Here's our example. You can see for this example, we're starting from Earth because that's where we live. And then our astronaut went to Venus, the Sun, Comet 67P, Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto. So you'll notice that we have a planet, the Sun, a comet, 2 more planets, and a dwarf planet. And that is according to the directions on this person's slide. Step 4 is where you start actually doing your research using this link. For this step, you must compare the different space objects that you chose in step 3. So all the other steps are going to be based on what you pick in step 3. But you must compare the objects from step 3 and rank them from greatest to least in a chart. You may notice that your chart has less categories than your neighbors or than the example, and that's okay. It depends on whether you are in honors or academic science. The answers in the example slide I'm about to show you are wrong, so that you do not copy or cheat from it. So here's a good look at that chart. You have to rank the different objects you chose from greatest to least in distance from the sun, size, mass, gravity, and tilt, similar to some of the questions you had on the solar system research assignment. In step 5, you're going to use this resource link to read the cultural context box of one of the planets you chose in step 3. Now I'm going to quickly show you that in the resource slides. You should recognize this from the solar system research assignment. We have all of the different planets and other objects. So I'm going to click on Jupiter. In the bottom right, you see the box that says cultural context. This is what matches up with step 5. You will read this paragraph. After you've read that paragraph, you're going to write something in the left side of step 5. It's going to be like a summary of what you read, or it could be a poem that is related to what you read, or something else, but it should show that you have learned that cultural information about the planet. In the right side of the slide, you're going to insert a picture of an object that relates to the culture you read about. You're pretending that you would leave this object on the planet you're visiting to honor the culture that you just read. For example, if you read about Japanese culture, maybe you could leave some Japanese art, you could leave a flag, you could leave a statue, you could leave gold or silver related to that culture. Whatever you want, just insert a picture. So here is an example. This person wrote a poem related to what they read, and then the gift is a massive gate. You don't have to have a massive gift. It can be whatever you want as long as it relates to the culture you read about. In step 6, you're again going to use the resource link, but this time you're going to read the box that says to boldly go. So if we take a look again at Jupiter, to boldly go, it's at the top right, and this box tells you about real-life NASA missions to that planet or place. For step 6, you're actually going to read the to boldly go box for each place that you chose in step 3. Okay, so you're going to read that box for all of the places you picked, and then you are going to make note of the name of the real life mission you read about and the date or year that it took place. You're going to place those mission titles and dates in a timeline in chronological order, meaning the oldest things go on the left of the line and the newest things go on the right. You may have one or more empty boxes on the timeline. Again, this depends on if you have honors or academic science. If you are in honors, you should only have one empty box. If you are in academic, you may have 2 or 3 empty boxes. So here's an example. You'll notice that each program or each mission is titled with a year. So you need to do the same thing. You'll also notice the oldest things are on the left, like 1960s and 1980s, and the newest things are on the right, like 2018. The biggest step of this project is step 7. For this step, you will write a short essay about the solar system. You must use complete sentences in this step. Your essay should answer the following questions. So question 1, what are some things you would find in outer space and describe them? So you might find planets, asteroids, comets, things like that. So list those things. Question 2, it says list the planets in our solar system and one interesting fact about each. Explain how planets are different from dwarf planets, asteroids, and comets. Don't overthink that. It's a very simple difference. And step 3, question 3, why is gravity important? If you need help with any of these questions, or you're not sure exactly what gravity is or what the names of the different objects are, check the space vocab list. It's linked here and on Schoology. There is no word limit for this essay. You just have to make sure that you answer the questions above. So there should be a minimum of 3 sentences, but probably more. You'll probably need more sentences to answer those 3 questions. I would say a good range would be anywhere from 5 to 10 sentences. Again, there is no word limit. The questions that you have to answer may be worded differently on your version of the project. If you have the honors version, it's going to be worded a little more with much larger words. If you need more space to write, you can write your essay in a Google Doc and then just post the link on your slide. If you choose to do that, please make sure that you give me access to view. Otherwise, I can't grade it. Step 7 is worth the most points on this project. I have not given you an example because I don't want you to copy from it. Also, do not use any AI assistance during this step. If you are caught using AI, you will be flagged for plagiarism and receive an automatic 0% F. The final step of the project is step 8. Now, important for you to know, step 8 is not part of the project grade. However, it is not optional. You must try it. You will use block-based coding to make a moving model of the solar system. Your virtual model should show planets moving, aka orbiting, around the sun. The example slide below has code that you can actually copy from as a starting point for your model. This is part of incorporating computer science, like I talked about earlier this year. So here's the example code in Scratch. Again, if you are nervous or you don't know where to start, you can collaborate with friends on step 8, but you do need to try it. You can copy this code as a good starting point. And that is it. That's all 8 steps of the project. Again, this is all totally due October 8th, but each day of class for the next week, you will have due dates at the end of the block. Step 1 is worth 10 points. Step 2 is worth 10 points. Step 3 is worth 15 points. Step 4 is worth 20 points. Step 5 is worth 10 points. Step 6 is worth 15. And step 7 is worth 20 points for a total of what should be 100 points. You guys can check my math later, and if that's wrong, let me know when I get back. For your first day of working on the project, you will be assigned steps 1, 2, and 3. You'll be expected to get those done by the end of the block. The second day of project work, you will be expected to complete steps 4, 5, and hopefully 6. And on the final day of project work, you will complete step 7 and hopefully start on step 8. Again, this is all totally due October 8th, and it is a major summative. If you have any questions, please ask your sub. If they can't help or if they don't know the answer to something, please politely ask Misuki or Mr. Connors. This is Mr. Boring signing off again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you soon.